A garden brings things to life for kids. They're making friendships in the garden. They're gaining confidence in the garden. It's a different pace. It's a slower, more relaxed pace. And I love that they have the opportunity to do that.
The impact of the garden on my students has been profound. My students are always so excited to go down to garden class. They go bounding in to dig into the dirt, to feel the earth, and to ask Miss Lori, what are we doing today? They love running into the corn maze and touching everything that's around them.
Instead of just thinking about sustainability in 4th grade as turning off lights and recycling, we're able to talk about sustainability as the way that we consume the earth. And the garden is the perfect space to think about teaching sustainability as a way of life. What do we produce? Where does it come from? What is our role in this cycle?
A lot of my students have a lot of screen time. Perhaps they don't go outside as much as they used to, and I understand that. But I do think that it's important for students to feel that connection to nature. I hope someday that when they're having a bad day, they can go outside, take a walk in the garden, take a walk in the woods, and nature will recharge them, and it'll give them that sense of well-being and balance them again. I think people just innately know that nature can make you feel good.
I like kind of exploring it. I mean, it's fun to find stuff that you can eat that's really, because everything really tastes good. But it's really fun to kind of look around and see all the really beautiful plants.
Like in school and everything, we're always kind of rushing around. But here it's really different from the classroom setting.
When school gets tough and stressful, I like to come to the garden just to be outside. I used to hate vegetables, but now I love them. Like even just dill, I just tried and I like that.
I like being outside a lot, so it makes me feel happy.
Well, one of my favorite things is to just walk around and look at the beauty of growth. So I remember I planted these about a few months ago, these beans, and all we did was put little seeds in, and now if you look at how big they are, it's kind of crazy how quick it all happens.
Grazing is where you just pick something that's on the grazing menu and you get to eat it. It's like what cows do.
Spinach, when my parents buy it, it's never the same. I like it fresh, picked from the garden.
I've definitely learned patience. You have to wait for the right season to pick just the ripe cherry tomato to pick it and eat it. It's made me appreciate the nature around me more so than if I was just stuck in a building all day. It's a great place for me and I love it.
Intellectual and emotional development are often separated, right? So I think one of the key things about the garden is that those values are instilled very early. And so when you can connect those values to their intellectual interests, then some sort of magic happens in terms of learning. The kids want to know it for an altogether deeper reason. Because they care.
One of the founding visions of the garden was that it would engender in students a sense of awe and wonder and meaning that they would then grow with as they got older. The notion of being a steward of the natural world is something that every child can carry, and it's a mission that every child can fulfill for his or her entire life. If your awakening to the earth is in an education setting surrounded by people who are awakening for the first time, guided by people who know what they're doing, that is the faculty who run this program, there is both an emotional and an intellectual connection that is made at almost the same time.
A lot of our kids who've learned to love the vegetables in the garden, the spinach, the kale, they go home and say, Mom, Dad, how come we can't have a garden? Or can we compost? Or let's not buy that, it has too much packaging. The implications move way beyond the school. Some of our students graduate PDS and wind up going on into careers that are environmental, but even if they don't, they still carry with them those seeds from the very beginning that are about caring about something that's bigger than yourself.